All right, what's going on, guys? So today I took Dell for the first time to the dog park, outside the dog park, and out to see some cows. If you remember, the main reason she came to me from Florida was she would lose control around cows and horses and dogs out on a walk, I guess, on a leash. All a lot of very normal stuff, right? That was the main reason why she came here. They couldn't control her in those situations. And I guess they're surrounded by that stuff where they live. So Daisy has been here for 17 days now. And this is the first time I exposed her to that stuff. Okay, the very first time. What a lot of people tend to do, especially young trainers, and I get sent videos every day of these same types of problems, and I think it's one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a trainer. The dog comes to someone for a specific problem, and immediately people put the dog in that situation and try to start correcting it out of the dog through punishment or bribery with food. Either way, both sides of the spectrum, right? It is, in my opinion, such a very, very wrong way to approach it and has an incredibly high failure rate. Okay. So with Daisy, you guys have seen from the start, I don't believe those were her biggest issues. Her biggest issues were she was scared of everything, right? Very insecure, shut down. She had a very bad e-collar experience. The owners didn't know any better. They didn't do anything purposely to try to harm the dog, but it was a very bad experience for the dog, so I had to change the mindset with that. So you guys have seen all of this from day one, right? And she's doing really, really well. So today was the first day I took her out to expose her to those things she really struggles with. Dogs while out on a leash and the cows, right? So I put her on a 50-foot line. We went to the park and we just went and had a good time. Had a very good time. And the only thing I was going to work on today was recalling her away from those things that she struggles with, okay? Now, for one, I always tell people, if you build the foundation, build the relationship, get the trust from the dog, build the communication system, you have to have that foundation there. Once you have that, then when you expose the dog to the issues it has, the reason they're with you, usually one of two things happens. Either the bad behavior is completely gone, or it's so mild that when they give it to you, it's so easy to stop. You know, it's literally just, hey, knock that off. I don't like that. And the dog understands what you want because you already built that into what you two have together. And that's exactly what happened today. So when I got Daisy out, put her on a 50-foot line and just let her run around, I didn't even recall her until she was focused on some dogs playing ball and barking at her. And when I called her, she immediately hesitated. She did not come right away, right? Because this is brand new and now she's into this. On the flip side, she didn't freak out when she saw a dog. She was normal, but now she was just interested. I knew she would hesitate or be slow on her recall or, you know, kind of give me the middle finger at least once today, and I was hoping so. Because this is where I start proofing stuff now. And I need her to make those mistakes. That's the stage we're at, right? So that very first recall I gave her when she was running around, you know, fairly close to the fence and dogs are playing ball and running around, I said, Daisy, come. She didn't come immediately. I didn't wait and ask a second time. I immediately tapped that e-collar on a very aversive level to her. Remember, she's a very soft, sensitive dog, right? On a very aversive level. Now, everyone's going to say, what number? What number? Everyone cares about the damn number. I'll tell you exactly where it was at. It was on a 35 on a mini educator. She's a super soft, sensitive dog, right? That is very sensitive to single digits. I went there prepared for her to do that. I'm not looking for levels. I'm not looking for the lowest level that's working in that situation. I want to make sure that I can reinforce what she knows. And it has to be aversive enough that she wants to avoid it the next time, okay? Very simple. So she's never felt the e-collar to that level. And the funny thing was, when I did that, she jumped pretty good and came flying back as happy as could be, right? Hair blowing in the wind like a young Beyonce, not down in the dumps, tail going. I praised her. Good job, free dog. She went about running around, not scared of anything. I did that 2 times today. I probably recalled her 15, 16 times at the park, and 2 times I did the same thing. With the cows, I had to do it 1 time, right? Same situation, same exact thing. I just waited for her to give me just a slight hesitation because I have to let her know, when I call you, you have to come to me. That's it. So before we could ever completely get rid of the leash, we have to know that she understands how to escape the negative reinforcement, but more importantly, we want her to know how to avoid it. And that's what I taught her from the start, right? Very simple, no different than any other dog. Teach the dog how to escape the negative reinforcement, where it's very clear and not so aversive. That's where I'm using the lower levels. Teach them how to escape it every way possible. So later on, they understand completely how to avoid it. Now, because I put her in the situation where she's most fired up, and she blew me off a couple of times, now for many people, because they live by the definitions of the 4 quadrants, and I added the aversive after she didn't respond, to many people, that's going to be considered punishment. And that's why if you live by the definitions of the quadrants, you're always going to struggle, okay? It's still negative reinforcement. I gave her the opportunity to escape it, which she did immediately, right? Escape avoidance training. That simple. And until people start to understand the difference between negative reinforcement and actual punishment, I never had to punish her, you're going to struggle, all right? So again, young trainers, you get a dog that comes in with behavioral problems, don't put him in that situation day 1. Build something with that dog first. Allow that dog to trust you and give a shit about who you are and lay that foundation solid. Then everything is usually very easy to get rid of, okay? Peace.